All right, so first and foremost, let's get this out of the way. My face is way too close to the screen, and it's gonna be like that for the whole video, so buckle in. But also, I am not quitting reselling, so if that's why you clicked on this video is to see if I'm quitting, I'm not, so I guess you can click off now.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body tremors for your neck.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park. I'm a part-time reseller on a bunch of reselling platforms, and in today's video I just wanted to give you an update on where things are going in my life, just what's happening. First and foremost, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's ever watched my channel, followed me on Instagram, reached out to me, left me a helpful comment here and there. I just want to say thank you because I feel like lately I have been feeling so uninspired and unmotivated, and I've just been feeling very inadequate when it comes to uploading content or posting anything on Instagram because I just feel like everything that I'm doing is so mediocre right now that what is the point of me sharing any of that mediocrity? But I wanted to say thank you because I feel like every time I have shown up and uploaded a video or every time I have posted anything on Instagram, you have been so quick to first and foremost reach out and say how good it is that we get to see each other in that way. You've been so quick to remind me that you don't need me to be extraordinary or to have like a $350 sale in order to have the audacity to talk about my sales for the week. You remind me that it actually feels good to know that there's someone out there who's going through similar struggles as you. And so I wanted to thank you first and foremost for just the ways that you have loved on me, taken time out of your day to comment on my videos, reached out to see if I'm doing okay. I want you to know that those things do not go unnoticed. And really the lesson that I've taken away from that is that there's beauty in the ordinary. There's extraordinary in the ordinary in that it shows our resilience as people, that we keep showing up even when we feel kind of let down by how things are going, even when maybe we're lacking the motivation and all of that. It shows just the human spirit of continuing to press forth and keep going and keep on keeping on when sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. And I want you to know that's what you've taught me throughout these past few months when I've just been really down on myself for not being able to perform at my optimum level. Thank you for reminding me that that's not why most of you are here. You're not here to see me shatter every record that I've set for myself or to do crazy things like buy out entire thrift stores or anything like that. You're just here for the ride. You're just here for the journey. And if sometimes that journey is boring and if sometimes it is lackluster, you don't care, because that's real life. And that's what I've always promised I'll show you is what is actually happening in real time. And a lot of the time it's just not exciting. But thank you for letting me know that that's okay. So now to kind of the update portion of the video. Most of you know I am a high school choir teacher. I've been teaching now for over a decade. I started off at a middle school, took a little bit of time off, and then went back to teaching music at the high school level. And I've been doing it now for quite a long time. I'm also married. I've got 2 kids. And reselling, YouTube, these are all things that I do on the side. These are not my primary income sources. I do really well with these things. I make a good amount of money with reselling and YouTube and everything that comes with that. But I actually have like a full-time job with benefits and all that kind of stuff. And I've had conversations with a lot of friends recently, especially those who are very like money minded, they are like wealth managers or they're, just people who like know about money, much more than I do. And a question that I get from a lot of people is, why are you still working? Why are you still teaching? You can probably not teach and use that time to grow your reselling business and grow, your YouTube channel and probably make more money than you are as a teacher. And if I'm being honest, I am actually earning more money with the combination of reselling, YouTube, and affiliate marketing than I am as a teacher. So the idea was, if you were to just focus all of your energy on what is currently your side hustle, you could continue to make more money and also earn enough to replace the income that you are earning as a teacher right now. And, my job as a high school choir teacher is extremely demanding, mainly because just the job of choir teacher also comes with a lot of outside of school responsibilities like performances, rehearsals, that sort of thing. And then on top of that, I have a lot of extracurriculars tied into my job. Things like, being the vocal director for the musicals, we do 2 a year, and then also my a cappella groups, which rehearse before school. So there are days when I'm at school at 7 o'clock and I don't get home till 9 or 10 p.m. And on those days, I have just felt like such an awful mother, because I usually won't even see my own biological children on those days. I have felt like an awful reseller, an awful YouTuber, because I just am not able to do anything except for what I'm doing at work. And I don't know, there's just been a lot of stuff. I went into this school year saying to myself, and with a plan that I had made with my husband and my family, I went into the school year with the intention and knowledge that it would be my last as a teacher. And a few weeks ago, I submitted a letter to the HR department in my district and to my administration, letting them know that I'd be taking a year off from teaching. And the reason for that was because I didn't want to, completely quit in the off chance that I hated being home, and on the off chance that I hated, not teaching. I wanted to have that security of knowing I could come back to my job if I wanted to. I told my students. It was not fun. It was really sad. There was a lot of crying. I cried, they cried. But it felt like the right move, especially because then I could be at home more and I could do things like make dinner for my family and keep house a little bit. Like, I barely do anything around this house because my husband does like 90% of it. And yeah, just help my husband out more at home. So the decision was made. I had told all the people, and that was the plan. We had our spring musical, that was a few weekends ago. And really, since the time I had announced my year-long leave of absence and up until the musical, I had made the announcement, and there was something about me that didn't feel at peace with it. And even though the musical itself is probably one of the most stressful times throughout the school year for me as a teacher, it was especially then that I really started to question, am I making the right choice here? Is this what I should be doing? And there were 2 things that happened the weekend of the musical that made me reflect a little bit more on the decisions that I was making. One, and it's just so simple. One was we were getting ready for the show to start. We always have a little tradition that we do at the entire company where we sit in a circle and we hold hands and we do all this stuff. And at the end of that, right before the kids went on stage, one of my sophomores, and this is really my first year like teaching her in person because last year it was like all done over Zoom, but one of my sophomores came up to me, just gave me the biggest hug, crying, and said to me, I'm going to miss you so much. You're more than a teacher to me. I'm just going to miss you so much. I love you. And we just kind of held each other for, I don't know, it felt like an eternity. And I just kept telling her, like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. We let go. She went on stage, did her thing, did a great job. I don't know. Something about that really stuck with me. And the second to last show, the costume designer for the musical, she texted me as we were watching the show. We were in different parts of the theater, but she texted me and she was like, oh my God, I just heard you weren't coming back next year. And I was like, yeah, these were the reasons leading up to my decision. but I'm not feeling super good about the decision, to be honest with you. And I think that in talking to her, it was the first time in a very long time that I talked to someone who loved teaching and was so thankful to be doing what she was doing. I think that for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, everyone who I talked to who was a teacher, had the attitude of, oh my God, if you could get out, why wouldn't you? Like, this sucks, or this place sucks, or everyone had such a dark and sad and pessimistic view of teaching. It was the first time that I was talking with someone who loved teaching and who really truly felt like she was making a difference and felt like she was doing exactly what she was created to do. And as I was talking to her, I was like, but that's how I feel. I feel like I was created by God to teach and to build relationships with kids. And I think it was those two events that kind of made me realize, I think I'm making a mistake. I think that, even though I probably would enjoy being at home and reselling and doing more YouTube and, being able to like pick up the kids every day from school and taking them to all their things, like even though I was like that also sounds wonderful. I don't talk about my faith or about God a lot on this channel because it's not what my channel's about. It's not like a faith-based channel, but I can't separate out my faith from who I am as a person because it's a huge part of me. It's just like I can't separate the fact that I'm Asian or something. It's just I am Christian, and I genuinely do believe that I was created by God to build relationships with young people and to speak into their lives and just kind of be there for them, to be a person that they can depend on. And I had to really think about and ask myself, what would my life look like without that element, without being a teacher, without being in children's lives? And I didn't think it would be good. That's a very lame way to put it, but it was so unsettling to think about not having that part of my life. So I came home that night and I said to my husband, how would you feel if I actually did not take this year leave of absence and I went back to teach? If I just stayed a teacher and kept doing reselling and all these different things. And we talked about it, and he was fully supportive of whatever decision I made. So ultimately what we landed on was, maybe I keep teaching, but I just let go of my responsibilities and my extracurriculars when it comes to theater, because that really is what would eat up the majority of my after school time, the time that I would be able to spend with, my kids and my family. So the next day I sent my superintendent and HR department an email saying, I made a mistake. I don't want to take a year leave of absence. And I think just the icing on the cake in terms of me realizing, what, this is the right decision to stay a teacher, was when both my superintendent and assistant superintendent responded immediately, and they were like, praise Jesus. We're so, they were like, obviously, if you need to leave, you need to leave. If you need time with your family, you need time with your family. But on our end, we're willing to do whatever we can to keep you and make sure that you have the balance that you're looking for. So I am going to be back in the classroom next year, and at times feeling very pulled and feeling very inadequate in every arena of my life, because at times, even with letting go of musical theater, at times there will still be too much on my plate. But I think that one of the only things that I really have to offer you as an audience is, again, my honest portrayal of my life, just kind of taking you with me as I attempt to do it all, be a mom, have a job, do this on the side, share whatever tips I learn along the way, share whatever failures I encounter along the way, and just kind of live life alongside you, because I know a lot of you are in the same boat as me. A lot of you, I've even seen from your comments and whatnot, that not only are we similar, but like we live almost parallel lives. Some of you are teachers who resell on the side, and you've got kids, and some of you have full-time jobs, maybe not teaching, but doing other things. And, you also resell and do different things. So, one thing that I think will come out of this decision is just that we can continue to live life together in that way, knowing that we're kind of going through similar things, and I'll share with you what's working for me, or what's kind of frustrating for me, or what I'm struggling with. You do the same, and I'm thankful for this community of other resellers and other professionals where we can learn from one another and help one another out in that way and encourage one another. I also am thankful, like I said at the very beginning of this video, that you guys do show me as much grace as you do and love on me the way that you do. I know that the final decision that I landed on means that for the time being, my future is going to consist of a pretty busy and hectic life, but I think that it will be a life well lived. And if that's something you're interested in, if you're interested to see how it goes, if I crash and burn, or if I, do a somewhat graceful job of balancing all of the different callings in my life, definitely hit subscribe. I promise you that although it may not always be the most, again, extraordinary reselling channel that you follow in terms of what I'm able to source and how many things I'm able to sell and how much money I make, maybe my numbers won't be super inspiring to you, but I do promise that I will show you as honestly as possible what the journey looks like for me, because that's all I can do. That's all I can share is my journey. And if that sounds interesting to you, you know where the subscribe button is. That's my life update. That's kind of what's going on. That's why I've just kind of been really out of it. I've just been questioning all the things and trying to be at peace with the decisions that I've made, and just trying to live my life in the best way possible and in a way that is honoring to my God and to myself, to my students, to my community, to my family. So that's my update. Let me know how you're doing down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.